Fields here. Welcome to Blues Show number 4 in series 2. Hope you're enjoying this series. Taking really, cool licks by. In this series, we're doing focusing on Clapton and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and we're taking little nuggets. Just taking one lick by Clapton, one lick by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and exploring it around the neck, and hoping it's going to inspire, or as well to get. More knowledge of the fretboards and play more authentically using really good phrasing, maybe inspire some new riffs. So I've been enjoying it. It's really good practice for me to research, find some licks and to play them through the different positions on the neck. It's how I practice. I'm demonstrating them in the key of C, but I also do them in all keys. So once I've learned how to kind of work through them, the 5 positions of the caged in C, I then do it in F, and then I do it in B flat, and then E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. But I don't do that on the video. I mean, I talk about that in the first series. If I was to do that on the video, it would be quite boring watching me just practice for 10 minutes there. But still, just letting you know that's how I approach it. And I'll do a quick shout out to, thanks to everybody who comments on these videos. It really kind of helps. I think it helps the traction on it, and hopefully the algorithm in YouTube will start spitting these out at people at some point, and it'll kind of catch on. Because I know a lot of people are interested in Clapton and Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff. So I'm trying to, focus on what people enjoy, but at the same time provide something kind of unique and something that's useful and practical. It's what we're doing here is really, really super practical. Taking one cool lick, just really squeezing the juice out of it, making the most out of it, instead of learning something, from beginning to end, and not really getting a lot out of it because you're too worried about trying to get all the notes in the right order. You never really dig that much deeper. So we can all identify that, can't we, when we've tried to learn one of our favorite solos, and we just get a kind of a very thin layer of information out of it, So we're trying to go narrow and deep here. So let's look at the first one. We're gonna do a lick from "I'm Tore Down," which is the Clapton version of the classic Freddie King, and later on we're gonna do a Stevie Ray Vaughan one from Riviera, Paradise. So this lick here from "I'm Tore Down" comes in at 1 minute 30. And I'm pretty sure he probably lifted this straight from Freddie King, but it's... I tend to play that chord a lot, so you might see me kind of banging that chord out all the time there. So it starts on the... Okay, there's a C7 chord. We usually check it out in the original key, don't we? And then we put it into the key of C, but... In this case, it's in the key of C already, which is handy. So we've got the 5th degree of the chord, and then he bends the minor third, and then he's got the root. And I'm not going to go through every interval, but that's essentially what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about intervals, and that helps me when I move to different positions, especially knowing the first interval of the lick and the last interval of the lick. It helps me map things out. interesting, the little rollovers he does. You know, it's a really nice lick, and it's quite a wide lick, as in it spans quite a large range. It's like 2 octaves of a lick, you know. So when we take it into this position, so I'll just play one more time slow. So if we go down to like the A form of a blues, you know, we can start on the 5th here. But we can't play it all in position because the range of the lick is too big, so. So it's still quite cool, isn't it? Because it teaches us about you know, playing that lower end, you know. You know, so I quite like that position. I would never really think to play that, you know. So you hear the way it brainwashes your ear as well, you know. So then you move to the next position. So in order to play this, we have to we can't actually fit it all in, so we have to start up here. So we're starting in the E form and then going back to the G form to do the majority of it. So you might be playing around here. And then now you kind of know that that's a nice little kind of almost an arpeggio. Well, it is an arpeggio there. And then you're going resolving to the 3rd of the chord. So. And then we're back to the original. And then we're in the kind of the D form. So this one's kind of tricky. Yeah, that's cool. So. So that really makes you think, doesn't it? So you might be playing in that, what I call the shed position. You know, it's really nice. You know, it's a really authentic lick, and it kind of sounds different in different positions. And then we'll go up to the C form here. So we've got this. Had to think about that there. So again, you know. Helps you come up with ideas in different positions, doesn't it, for sure. So one more time in that position. And then you back up the octave, aren't you? So that's a really a lick that I always enjoy playing when I'm playing I'm tore down, or just like a swing blues in the key of C. Okay, let's check out the Stevie Ray Vaughan, will we? So Stevie, he plays a cool lick in Riviera Paradise at 1 minute and 18 seconds, and he does this. I'll play it in the original key, which is the key of E. he'd be down tuned, so it would sound a semitone lower, but so there's a lot of subtleties in there of what makes it sound good. You know, that's called a pre-bend, where you play a note within a bend, and then we're bending down, pull off, bend up and down. I really like the ending of it, where it goes. So let's move that to the key of C. Okay, now we know it in the key of C. Let's check it out in the A form here. So we can keep a lot of the phrasing by playing it on the first string. You know, when the slurs don't translate to the new position, the lick can sound very different and is much harder to play, or harder to make it sound like the original. But I think that's okay though, because we're getting something new out of the lick. But anyway, with it, we can actually play this lick, I think, mostly a lot of the times in the same kind of fingering, in the same slurs. So if we're in that position playing on that chord, and then when we go up to the G form here, that's kind of cool, isn't it, to play it that low? It's hard to get the bend and the pull off, you know. So I'll play that slow. I find it easier to reach the pitches if you bend down on the lower strings, you know. It's kind of tricky, but there's still... You know, there's good stuff sinking in the ear there, isn't there? And then you've got... which is our original kind of position. So things get tricky again in the D form. Yeah, so that's the tricky one. So you can't really, because it's a bend up, bend down, pull off, you can't do that in the D form. So what I'm doing, instead of, I'm doing that, which does sound different no matter how you approach it. But you've got the same notes, but it gives you another lick, doesn't it? I like that, you know. So you can be playing in the shed position. And it gives you something to do in that area of the neck, which is kind of refreshing. Okay, let's try it here. So we can get away with our original kind of phrase in there. So if you're love blues guitar, you know, and you're playing blues guitar and you're looking for authentic phrasing and how to kind of really bring your playing to a level where it sounds like Kenny Wayne Shepherd or Stevie Ray Vaughan or B.B. King or Eric Clapton and that, you know, I really encourage you to kind of like go a little bit deeper with the phrases that you learn. I know it's not really a beginner's exercise, even though I like beginners to be aware of it. It's really an intermediate to advanced kind of exercise, because it actually requires quite a lot of effort. You know, I'm thinking quite hard when I'm working through these things, and I do this a lot. So to expect students to do this is quite a big ask, but it's really just giving you something to aim for. And you know, people say, what do you practice? What's the best kind of thing you can practice to kind of get used to develop your blues phrasing or to steal licks? And I think this is a really valuable concept to kind of get your head around. And one thing to bear in mind, it's never one thing that really helps you get all your chops together. It's multiple things from multiple angles. There's never going to be one guitar method that's just going to sort everything out for you. So you've got to be as open as possible and try as many different things. It's just got to be pretty focused, you know, and you've got to make sure that you're doing it in a focused and a strategic way, if you like, and it's progressive. So even if you just really get that lick into your ear, mostly from watching this video, or just even playing it in the original position, then it's actually done quite a lot of good for your playing, your ear, and your knowledge of blues phrasing. So anyway, hope you had fun with that. I'm going to upload this now, and you know, thanks for everybody that kind of comments and likes and shares and stuff. And I'll see you next time for another Clapton and Steve Ray Vaughan, and keep it burning.